You know, over the past 4 or 5 weeks, I have been exploring the more obvious spaces of this train station, and it's been interesting, but today I wanted to explore the less obvious spaces of the station. I, at this moment, am talking to you from underneath the stairs of one of the footbridges on the station. Suffice to say, it is not the most comfortable of spaces, as you can probably gather, but it certainly is one of the more interesting spaces. Of course, because I'm at the front of the station, or indeed the back of the station, whichever way you prefer to look at it, I'm actually looking at the front or the back of the train, and the shiny surface of the train allows me to see my reflection, or more specifically the reflection of the steps of the footbridge, which I am actually underneath. Therefore, in the reflection, I am able to watch people walking up and down the steps, which is actually quite beautiful to look at. Okay, I'm now on the zombie bridge, and this bridge certainly lives up to its name. You know, it's just occurred to me that there are also spaces on the outside of the station that are also less obvious. Although they are outside the station, technically they are still a part of the station. Right now I am outside of the station, however this wall and this wall are still a part of it. So this is technically a stage space from part of the station, and it's less obvious because no one ever comes here. So, well, I say no one ever comes here, but how do I know that? Maybe they do. Maybe I'm not the first. But we should always consider the less obvious parts of the station, even if those less obvious parts, they're outside the station. However, they are still a part of the station. This is still a space of the station. And now I am actually standing in the very small, less obvious space between the photo booth and the door. Photo booth, door. Photo booth, door. This is a very tight squeeze. I don't think people should find me back here. It's very warm. Fear not, my friends, I have not been buried alive. I am in fact underneath one of the benches on the station. This is certainly a damn sight more uncomfortable than underneath the steps. Some of the school kids are starting to notice me. A few suspicious looks. This is so cool. Now this bench is very interesting because it actually has doodles underneath it. This is a very interesting bench. Much better views. I like this one. So from underneath this bench, I just waited for a train to leave. And as it was leaving, I waved to the passengers, and a beautiful young lady on the train saw me waving from underneath this bench, and she smiled and laughed. That made the whole day worth it. I love being an Unlander.